Hey YouTube, I'm gonna start doing a new video series, and I'm gonna start showing you guys how I fart around in the woods and stuff. I'm gonna start off with this. This is a sort of cross between a wigwam and a grass hut. You know, there's two materials out here, and that's sticks and grass. There's nothing else really, so I'm incorporating these two materials to make a sweat lodge of sorts. Hopefully not a kindling shack. So you can see here I have grass mats, and they're about this thick. And they're going to be enclosing this entire wall, and right there's the door. And there's going to be a grass mat right here. It's flopping. And on the top I'm going to be putting a cap on there, like a hat. And it's going to extend over these like that, and it's hopefully going to shed as much rain as it possibly can. Now for my grass mats, what I have here is I have a stake here, another stake there, and a stake there, and I've been doing a weaving, well, not really weaving, just tying in bundles of grass to make a mat. I've seen a lot of people use this method to make beds and whatnot, but really you can make a wall, a roof, a floor, whatever you want that way. And it's the easiest way to make a wall that I know of that actually, you know, will shed quite a bit of rain and make a really good windbreak. So let me show you guys the creek that I'm next to, and this is really cool. Over there you have waters at all kinds of different levels, and this creek is called Mill Creek. And it's flowing out of the Blue Mountains into the Walla Walla Valley. And a lot of you guys know that I've relocated from western Washington to eastern Washington. And I'm slowly starting to become part of this environment. And it's not too bad over here. I'm allergic to pretty much everything out here though, because there's only cottonwood and grass everywhere. That's the two things I'm most allergic to, so that's why I'm doing all this grass mat business during the spring, before all the grass grows up and starts making pollen, because I'll be out here just dying making all this thatching. So I'm gonna collect some grass and I'll show you guys how I make the mats, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so on each of these stakes I have an overknot hand tied and two lines extending about 6-7 feet down, and this is gonna be the start of the weave. What we're gonna do is we're gonna separate them, put one over, put one going the original direction, and we're gonna lay a bundle of grass down, and we're gonna tie that in place, and then another bundle of grass, tie that in place, and it'll make a really thick mat, really heavy. And this is gonna make the walls of my structure. So now it's time to go get some grass. Alright, I got some grass. Not a whole lot to start with, but it'll do for now. So I have one bundle of grass laid in there. They overlap in the middle because all the grass around here isn't that long really. So let me find my leads. I got this string here and another string. Bundles in the middle, and all you do is tie it as tight as you can, and do all three, and put another bundle in and tie it. So I'll get this tied and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, I have this one tied up there, there, and there. So now I'm going to take more grass from my pile here. I want it about yay thick. Put it there, make sure it overlaps the center. So there's one. And there's two. Alright, all you do is tie that in place. I always throw one of my ends backwards so I don't cover it by accident. And it's as simple as this, guys. It makes a really good waterproof or water resistant wall or ceiling or bed or whatever you guys want to make. If you have grass, you can do this. The only thing you need is a lot of cordage. I'm just using the store-bought jute twine because I don't have the time to sit around for hours and make a couple hundred feet of cordage for this. So it's cheap, you know, it returns to the earth. It's really good material, jute or hemp, anything natural. I don't like using synthetic cordage because, you know, this structure is eventually going to rot away, and all that's going to be left is a bunch of ugly cordage everywhere. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm using natural cordage. And the frame's pretty simple. I have 8 poles. They're bent, tied up there, and I have cross pieces going around, and I left an opening for a door. Just need to cover it with whatever you got. So that's it. Now this thing is not going to be able to have any sort of open flame anywhere near it. So I'm thinking about using hot rocks, and if I can use hot rocks in here, well, I have a sweat lodge too. So we'll just see. We'll see where it goes though. I'm going to finish up this mat and I'll show you guys how I attach them on here. Alright, this mat is done, and I've already ran out of that length of cordage I had down there. And well, I'd expect to use up 2/3 of the length just to make 1/3 of a mat, 1/3 the length of the cord that you're using. So since this one's done, I'm going to cut it away from these. So snip. These scissors suck. Come on. Oh. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. Now we're going to pick this thing up. We're going to bring it to the shelter. So I'm going to start again on the other side of this door. So I'm going to lift it up, prop it up, and there you go. Just like that. Now, it's a lot taller than it needs to be, and that's because this bottom bit likes to crush. Alright, make sure it's flush with your door frame. There's that. So now you tie it in place after you get it positioned the way you want it. I like to tuck in the bottom a bit. Now as you can see, it's leaning pretty bad. That's because of the angles of the main poles. I don't know how I'm going to compensate for that, but I'll make it work. It'll be completely covered. So now I'm going to tie this in place and make sure there's no gaps where the 2 walls meet. And I'll start on the next one. Alright, since I got that wall on there, I've been working on this pit for my hot rocks. I pounded in a wall of stakes there to keep the grass off of the hot rocks. I'm hoping that this will be enough, but I'm thinking it's going to take some trial and error. I also raked out the floor of this thing with my hands, and there's a lot of material in there just rotting, and I'll be making some grass beds or something to put in here. So that's what it's looking like now. You can see how thick the walls are. This thing's gonna be nice and cozy after I put the hat on there. And all it is just gonna be a grass mat shaped into a cone. Just work it into a cone a little bit, tie it, and just place it right on top, and you have yourself a roof. I think for the very last thing I'll probably make the door. But it's getting late in the day, I probably won't stay out here much longer. But this is what I've gotten done so far. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video.